Hello classmates, this is Kelly Hoskins. I'm sharing with you my curriculum evaluation plan. It's called Evaluating the Effectiveness and Worth of a Health Education Curriculum. I have a master's degree in community health education, and so this kind of was right down my alley. I approached this assignment a little bit differently than what may have been expected, in that when I was on websites searching for information, I actually found this health education curriculum analysis tool. And it pretty much had everything in this tool to evaluate curriculum that we were learning about in our books. And one of the things that I want to show you is that it has tools to analyze preliminary or curriculum considerations such as accuracy, acceptability, feasibility, and affordability. So I actually talked about that tool. It's actually chapter 4 in this tool, and for the curriculum committee to even select a curriculum to pilot. And then my evaluation plan actually talks about the implementation of that pilot program. And so with that, I talked about how to use the other chapters, the tools to analyze curriculum fundamentals and specific health topic concepts and skills analyses. And that's what my whole paper was about. And so here it's a free workbook, a free resource from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And each of these chapters discusses a certain aspect of evaluating curriculum. In what I talked about in my paper was the chapter 5 was the first thing that I discussed, and it was talking about just evaluating the curriculum design. So in my scenario, what happened is a Christian school in Washington, D.C. decided to implement a whole health education program within their school. And so this would be their first year of actually having a health curriculum. So they used chapter 4 to choose a curriculum. And then once they decided to pilot the curriculum, then there was ongoing evaluation. And the 3rd through 5th grade teams, so in strands, they were evaluating these. And so we had I focused on 5th grade, 3rd through 5th grade. And what would happen is the evaluation team, which included the teachers and the health education director and administrators and the school nurse, they would take a look at the curriculum as they are implementing it. And here they would look at the curriculum design. So that was one of the areas that they would look at. And they would just simply check the boxes. There was training that went along with this as well. And then once they get the scores there, then they would transfer the score over to an overall summary form, and it would be a consolidated effort through the school, because while the 3rd and 5th grade teams were doing their evaluation, the 1st and 2nd grade team would be doing their evaluation, the 6th through 8th grade team, and then the high school 9th through 12th grade team would be doing their evaluation. And there's a place here for taking a look at the learning objectives. You get a score there. Then the teacher guidance and preparation. How well does the curriculum guide the teacher and prepare the teacher and give them the background knowledge? And so all of the criteria are written right there. So, once I found this tool, I thought there's no reason to reinvent the wheel, just learn how to use the tool that's there. Instructional strategies and materials, so there's a place to evaluate that. There's a place to evaluate how the curriculum teaches the health skills. that are necessary, how the students are assessed. And here, they use lots of good measures, a variety of student assessments, age and developmentally appropriate, including the scoring criteria, rubrics, scoring guides, everything that a teacher would need to have a good health education program. Promoting healthy norms. And so here it is encouraging, does the curriculum encourage peer-to-peer activities that affirm health-promoting beliefs and behavior? So there's a lot of interactive aspects there that it's evaluating. And then continuity and uniformity of the CHE, the Comprehensive Health Education, CHE. And that is because it is covering all of the grade levels, then we would actually take a look at the CHE checklist to make sure that the concepts and the skills are, there's a sequence and a reinforcement that goes from one grade to the next. Then the other tool that we would use are actually the modules in which you get in-depth and personal on each of the grade levels. And there are 8 standards in the National Health Education. And so on the CDC website, you can see what those health standards are. And so there's 8 of them. And the tools here, this is actually chapter 6. It actually goes through and you use your curriculum and these checklists. They've done all the work, all the hard work. You use the checklist and you go through, and the teacher would check each of the boxes that's covered in that curriculum. And what I wrote in my evaluation plan is that the teachers would do this 2 different times with 2 different colors. First of all, they would go through and they would check off the boxes that's covered in the curriculum. And then with a different color, they would go through and they would check off the ones that they actually covered through the year. This was very important in evaluating the curriculum's usefulness to the school, because if it was too comprehensive, too overwhelming, that the teachers had to skip, then that was important to know. Also, the Washington, D.C., and this is why my scenario is set in Washington, D.C., they are the only, they call themselves a state. They're the only state that has a standardized test for health education. And so the 5th graders, 8th graders, and the 9th through 12th grade, depending on the year that they take the health education course, they take the standardized test. So with the 5th graders taking the standardized test, then we could compare the pre-implementation test scores and then the post-implementation test scores to see if they are improving. And so the idea is if the teacher are skipping a lot of the material that's in the curriculum, if it's marked that it's in the curriculum, but the teacher's not doing it, and the students' test scores are low, then we can take a look and see, well, is it because the teachers aren't covering the material that's in the curriculum, or is it a gap in the curriculum? So that's what I did for my evaluation. I included some qualitative pieces as well, because I talked about the importance of, there's my team members, the importance of the worth. If the curriculum is great and the curriculum is covering everything that it's supposed to, but if the students don't like it, if the parents don't like it, if the teachers don't like it, if they don't find the worth in the curriculum, then it's pointless to have it. And so I have a bunch of qualitative questions that cover that as well. So there it is in a nutshell. See you guys in the next class. Bye-bye.